Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Mahrus Sidik Nawawi. Saya adalah mahasiswa PPG dalam jabatan kategori 1 gelombang 3 tahun 2023 di Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. Dengan nomor peserta 2015010600374. Saya adalah guru bahasa Inggris di SMKN 1 Sumeneb. Pada hari ini, hari Senin tanggal 4 Maret tahun 2024, saya melaksanakan praktek pembelajaran guna untuk memenuhi tugas ujian kinerja PPG dalam jabatan kategori 1 gelombang 3 tahun 2023 dengan menggunakan model problem based learning. Mari kita simak bersama-sama. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Okay, how are you today?
I am fine, and you?
I am fine too, thank you. So before we continue our lesson, it's better if we pray to God. Okay, Bella.
Before we start our lesson, let's pray together. Start. Finish.
Okay, thank you. Now, I want to ask you, who is absent today? Ada siswa yang tidak masuk hari ini?
Ada.
How many students?
Two.
Berapa siswa?
Dua.
Two students. Okay. Now we continue. Before we continue our lesson, please look at this is there is ice breaking. You can stand up, please. Your hand. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. If you're happy and you know and you really want to go, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. If you're happy and you know it, stand your feet. If you're happy and you know it, swing your feet. If you're happy and you know and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know it, swing your feet. Okay, good. If you're happy and you know, happy and you know still around, and you know and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know still around, yeah, good. Yeah. Okay, students, I want to ask you, after your examination test, I think you take a holiday. I want to ask, how was your holiday when you take after the examination test? Okay, Andini. How was your holiday?
I'm happy, sir.
I'm happy. Bella?
I'm happy, sir.
Happy. So, you? Happy, so? Okay. What activity did you do during your holiday? Apa sih kegiatan kalian selama kalian itu liburan? Ya, stay at home. And then you?
I go to beach with my family.
Go to beach with my family. Okay, good. Now, Mr. Mahruz want to read the purpose of our study. Pak Mahruz akan membacakan tujuan pembelajaran pada hari ini. Tujuan pembelajaran pada hari ini, peserta didik dapat mengidentifikasi tujuan atau fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan recount teks dengan tepat. Yang kedua, peserta didik mampu menentukan generic structure and language feature of recount text dengan tepat melalui video. Yang ketiga, peserta didik mampu menganalisis informasi dalam recount text dengan benar. Nah, kemudian sistem penilaian di sini di dalam pembelajaran hari ini adalah yang pertama penilaian kelompok. Di situ dinilai dari hasil diskusi yang ditulis di LKPD. Yang kedua, penilaian individu, yaitu terdiri dari penilaian sikap, gotong royong, dan bernalar kritis, dan penilaian evaluasi individu. Nah, ini sistem penilaian pada pelajaran hari ini. And then, ini adalah metode pembelajaran yang Bapak gunakan, yaitu adalah menggunakan metode pembelajaran PBL. Apa sih itu PBL? Problem Based Learning. Nah, yang pertama, orientasi masalah pada siswa. Yang kedua, mengorganisasikan peserta didik. Yang ketiga, membimbing peserta didik. Yang keempat, mengembangkan dan menyajikan hasil karya. Yang kelima, menganalisa dan mengevaluasi proses pemecahan masalah. Nah, itu metode yang digunakan pada pelajaran hari ini. The next, here I want to ask, do you know this man?
Yes.
Who is he? Ahdan. Suharto. Okay, good. Who is he here?
B.J. Habibie.
Mr. B.J.
Habibie.
Habibie. Okay. Now I want to ask you, do you know where or he when he was born? Oke, kalian tahu di mana dan kapan dia lahir, Mr. Suharto and Mr. B.J. Habibie? Oke, raise your hand. Oke, Bella.
Mr. Suharto was born in Kemusuk, Yogyakarta, June 831.
831. Okay, students, how about Mr. Habibie? Where he was born? Okay, Andini.
B.J. Habibie was born on June 25, 1936, South Sulawesi.
Okay, in Sulawesi. Do you know Sulawesi? Oke, far from here ya, jauh dari sini. Oke, by ship or by plane. Nah, bisa naik kapal laut, bisa naik
Pesawat.
pesawat. Oke, thank you. The next. Nah, here, oke, Andini. What is recount text? Oke, Andini, read.
Recount text is a text that retells a story, an experience, or an event that happened in the past.
Okay, recount text is the text that retells a story, an experience, or an event that happened in the story. Jadi, recount text di situ menceritakan kembali sebuah cerita, an experience, pengalaman, dan kejadian yang terjadi di waktu yang
Lampau.
Nah, it is recount text. So, recount text is divided into the first, biography, second, historical recount, and then the third, experience. Biography, a detailed information or account of person's life and written by someone else. It is a non-fiction text. And then historical recount, a text that used to explain and retell factual event in the past that has historical values. And then experience is the direct experience of an individual. The next, the function of recount text. The first, to tell experiences in which the writer was personally involved. The second, to inform the reader by telling the past events, historical and achievements in person's life. And the third, chronological past event regarded as historically significant. Okay, now generic structure of recount text. Okay, you please read loudly.
Okay, sir. 1. Orientation tells who is involved in the story, when and why the story happened.
And then series of events tell what's happened in the story, and then reorientation, optional, tells the conclusion of the story. Okay, good. So the orientation tells who is involved in the story, when and why the story happened. Jadi menceritakan kejadian kapan itu terjadinya, ya. And then series of event tells what happened in the past. Apa yang terjadi di waktu yang lampau. Okay. Okay. The generic structure of recount text orientation tells who is involved in the story, when, kapan, why itu mengapa, the story happen, story cerita itu terjadi. And then the series of events tells what happened in the story, menceritakan apa yang terjadi pada sebuah cerita itu. The next, reorientation, optional. Optional itu tergantung, ya. Tergantung dari keadaan. Tells the conclusion of the story. Menceritakan conclusion. Apa conclusion?
Kesimpulan.
Kesimpulan. Okay, good. Kesimpulan daripada cerita itu sendiri. Okay, the next, the language feature of recount text. Okay, Elin, read the text loudly.
Okay. Language feature of recount text. Introducing personal participant, I, my friend, and I, we, etc. Using chronological connection. Then, first, finally, after that, and etc. Use linking verb, was and were. Using action verb, sent, talk, and etc. Using simple past tense, forgot, image, etc.
Okay, good. Okay, now please sit according to the group, ya. Silakan duduk sesuai dengan kelompoknya. Okay, please. Group 1. Ya, group 1. Yeah. Group 2. Sorry, group 1. Insinyur Soekarno, group 5. Insinyur Soekarno. Orientation. Group 3. Oh, ini. Oh. Group 4, the battle. Even not yet. Nah, okay students, please pay attention before you doing about your work. Nah, look at here. There is a barcode, yeah. Scan me, and you can open Google Line. You know Google Line? Yes. Do you have Google Line? Yes. Nah, and then scan me. Yeah, scan me. Okay. Sorry. Scan the barcode, ya, by your phone. You can shoot. Nah, okay students, now you make an orientation, event, and reorientation according to the text. Do you understand? Yes. Okay, do it now. Okay students, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now the time to presentation about your work. The group 1, please go in front of the class to presentation about your work. Okay.
Okay.
Alin and friends.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
We are from Group 1 and we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Siti Tusmalini.
My name is Diara Puspita Sari. My name is Widari Puspita.
My name is Muhammad Ali Wahdan.
And today we want to present about a recount text about history of the post-independence guerrilla war of Indonesia. Orientation. In order to maintain Indonesian independence after the proclamation, the fighter this guerrilla warfare. This war is a form of war that is carried out secretly and quickly. The guerrilla in Yogyakarta occurred in 1948, precisely during the Dutch military aggression too. At that time, the guerrilla war was led by General Sudirman. Yogyakarta at that time became the capital of Indonesia because Jakarta was controlled by the Dutch. The Dutch entered Indonesia, especially Java Island, on December 14, 1948. Main of event. The Dutch carried out various attacks in Yogyakarta, including an attack at Magua Air Base, then an attack on the ground. On 19 December 1948, Yogyakarta was controlled by the Dutch troops and the Indonesian leaders were arrested. General Sudirman then left Yogyakarta to conduct guerrilla on December 22, 1948. During the guerrilla, General Sudirman and his troops moved around and crossed rivers, mountains, valleys, and forests. To break the Dutch concentration, Indonesian troops attacked Dutch guarded posts. Due to the quick and sudden strategy, the Dutch troops became overwhelmed due to the Dutch military aggression too, which made Yogyakarta was unconducive. Sri Sultan Hamengkubuwono IX requested permission from General Sudirman by letter to carry out an attack. After making plans, in the morning of March 1st, 1949, attacks began on a large scale and simultaneous basis in all regions of Indonesia. The main focus of the attack was carried out in Yogyakarta, the capital of Indonesia at that time. In the morning at 9 o'clock, sirens sound and attacks were carried out from all over the city. Orientation. The Indonesian troops eventually managed to control the city of Yogyakarta successfully for 6 hours, and the attack was known as the First March General Offensive. To commemorate this event, the First March General Offensive monument was built, which later became a landmark and cultural heritage of Yogyakarta city. The monument is also to remember the struggle of Indonesian people against the colonialists. Our presentation, are there any question?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
My name is Afiatul Gina. I'm from Group 2. I want to ask, where is the place where we can see this legacy monument?
Okay, thank you. I will answer a question from Group 2. Where is the place where we can see his legacy monument? We can see monuments and cultural heritage in Yogyakarta. Is answer clear?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Next.
the next.
That's our presentation, and thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you. Sit down, please. Okay, group 2, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Hi everyone, good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm fine too, thanks. Okay, first of all, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Alverosa Ramadhani.
My name is Sinta Bella. My name is Afiatul Gina.
My name is Sakuranita.
Okay, one decision, we would like to present an example of a context entitled A Beautiful Day at Jogja. Orientation. Last week, my friend and I went to Jogja. We visited many places. First, we visited Peringitis Beach. The sun shone brightly and the scenery was very beautiful there. We felt the wind blew across to us. We also saw a lot of people in that beach. There were many beautiful in the sky. Also, there were many sellers who sold many cans of souvenirs. Second, we visited Gembira Local Zoo. We saw many kinds of animals there such as monkey, tigers, crocodiles, snake, and etc. Reorientation. For me, that was a beautiful day. We really enjoyed it, and I hope I could visit Jogja again. Okay, next we open the question on the question and answer session. Those who wanted to the question, we welcome. Yeah.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Hisia Rizzi. When will they come to Jogja?
Okay, I will answer the question from group 4. When will they come to Jogja? They come to Jogja last Sunday. Is it clear? Okay, thank you. Next question.
Ayah.
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fadil Wahdan. I am from Group 1. Name the animal in the zoo.
Okay, I will answer the question from group 1. Name the animal in the zoo. There are monkey, crocodile, snake, and etc. Is it clear?
Yes, great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, more question? Okay, I think enough. That's all from us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you. Sit down, please. Okay, now group 3, please go in front of the class.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
How are you today? I'm fine too, thank you. Let me introduce my group 3 members. My name is Bella Safitri.
My name is Dini Herliana.
My name is Delta Hadina Dewi.
Group 3 will present a text with the title Muhammad Hatta. Orientation. Muhammad Hatta was of Indonesian founding fathers. He lived from 1902 until 1980. Together with Sukarno, he proclaimed the independence of Indonesia on 17 August 1945. Muhammad Hatta was born on 12 August 1902 in Bukit Tinggi, West Sumatra. When he was still in junior high school in Bukit Tinggi, he joined the language of young Sumatrans. Even when he finished his study in Bukit Tinggi, he moved to Batavia. Then he went to the Netherlands to continue his study. When he was free, he participated actively in the national movement. As a result, he was arrested by the Dutch government. In 1932, Bung Hatta went back to Indonesia. He joined a political organization called Pendidikan Nasional Indonesia. This organization wanted Indonesia people to know many things about politics. Because of this activity, he was arrested again. He was sent to Bovendigul and later to Banda Neira as a prisoner. Before the Japanese invaded Indonesia in 1942, he was brought back to Java. Reorientation. Muhammad Hatta was one of the greatest in Indonesia. People will always remember him as an honest and sage person. Okay, friends, there are questions. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I'm answer to group 4. When was Muhammad Hatta born? Answer, Muhammad Hatta was born on 12 August 1902. It is answer clear? Okay. Oh. Okay, that's all the presentation from group 3. If 3 or anyone words, please forgive me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, now group 4, yeah. Go in front of the class to presentation about your work.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
This time our group will present a personal context with the title The Battle of Surabaya. Before starting the presentation, let our group introduce themselves. I'm Dwi Raudatul Maulida. Beside me,
My name is Matu Febriana Putri. My name is Rizia.
The Battle of Surabaya. On 10 November, Indonesia celebrates our Heroes' Day's remembrance of the Battle of Surabaya, which started and that very day in the year 1945. The bloody battle took place because Indonesians refused to surrender their weaponry to British Army.
It was time the 5th hour begin.
Even British Army at that time was part of the elite forces. It all started because of a misunderstanding between British troops in Jakarta and those in Surabaya under the command of Brigadier A.W.S. Malabi. In the morning of 10 November 1945, British troops banned to advance into Surabaya, which covered from both naval and air bombardment. Although the Indonesian defeated the city was conquered within 3 days and the whole battle lasted 3 weeks. Okay, that's all the presentation from our group. If anyone does understand, please. I will answer question from group 1. Who were the British soldiers killed in the battle? Answer: Brigadier A.W.S. Malabi. Is the answer clear? Yes. Okay, that's all the presentation from our group. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Hello, good morning friends.
Good morning.
Okay, we are group 5. Here we will present about Insinyur Soekarno. Before I present, I will introduce my group. My name is Nura Andini.
My name is Naura Anggi Fakita. My name is Nadala.
Orientation. Next one. Insinyur Soekarno, or better known as Bung Karno, was born on June 6, 1901 in Surabaya, East Java, with the first name Kusno Sosrodihardjo. Soekarno is the son of Raden Sukemi Sosrodihardjo and Ida Ayu Nyoman Rai. In his childhood, he was often sick, so he was cared for by his older brother, Raden Harjodikromo, in Tulungagung. After living with his older brother, Soekarno returned to his parents' house in Mojokerto in 1909. In Mojokerto, his father was assigned as head of the East Endland School, and Soekarno also entered school there. Since living back with his parents, he changed his name from Kusno to Soekarno so that he would not be sickly and could grow up healthy. Even since childhood, Soekarno had indeed become an accomplished chief and was able to master many languages. In 1911, he moved again to ELS, which was equivalent to an elementary school, which was specially prepared to enter the Hamburger School in Surabaya. In 1915, as a finished school at ELS and then lived at the house of his father's best friend, Raden Haji Umar Syekh Djokroaminoto, or HUS Djokroaminoto, who was the founder of the Islamic Union. From there, then Sukarno began to know the word of struggle which finally made them want to fight for the Indonesian nation. Studying at HBS gave him many experiences and lessons until he finally graduated in 1921. Okay, that's the presentation from group. Are there any questions? Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Alvirosa Ramadhani. I'm from Group 2. I want to ask, who cared for Sukarno when he was still small and often sick?
Okay, I will answer the question from Rosa. His older brother is Raden Hadjodikromo. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, that's the presentation from group. If there are any mistakes, we apologize. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So, in this case, I want to ask you, from this discussion, we can conclude it that there are three kinds of recount text. Do you know? Yes.
Biography, historical recount,
Historical recount
and experience.
and experience. Okay, good. You know that the purpose of recount text to retell a story in the past. Jadi menceritakan kejadian yang sudah lampau. Okay. Now I want to ask you. You can answer my question ya. How is our lesson today? Bagaimana pelajaran kita hari ini? Enjoy, ya, relax ya. And then, are you enjoy? Yes, okay, thank you. Nah, anak-anak, untuk mengetahui sejauh mana kalian itu benar-benar paham tentang materi recount text yang saya berikan, kalian nanti bisa latihan di rumah dan silahkan kalian kerjakan secara mandiri dalam bentuk quizzes ya. Nanti linknya akan Bapak berikan buat kalian semua melalui WA ya.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any question so far here?
No.
Adakah pertanyaan sejauh ini?
No.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, don't forget in your house to study about the next material is discussion, ya. What is discussion? Diskusi, okay.
Before we go home, let's pray together. Start. Finish.
Okay, don't forget in your house you study about discussion. Okay, discussion, you know discussion?
Diskusi.
Diskusi, okay, thank you. See you later for the next meeting. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.